Welcome back to NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR. Its first ever visit, hopefully a permanent thing here in South Florida, the Pennzoil 400 presented by K-Mart. I'm Brian Williams. We've been talking a lot today about Pontiac domination. They are presently 4 of the top 6 cars. A driver who swore me up and down before the race. He wanted to remain nameless. Prominent Chevrolet driver in this pack. Joked that he was going to drive out to Miami International, rent a Pontiac, use just the body, slap it on the Chevy chassis for today, take the Pontiac back in one piece. Also, we should look at the brothers Burton, Ward and Jeff, suddenly 6th and 7th in this race. Ward, sadly for him, has too often this season been in the shadow of his brother Jeff. We know a little more about the Jeff Burton 99 Excite battery car. They've been in for a couple adjustments. They set up that car for today last night after the dusk happy hour practice run. It was almost cool here in southern Florida last night. Right now, we've got a track temperature that is going up and fast. It's been uninterrupted sun now for several hours. The brothers Burton together on the track, fighting it out for 6th and 7th. Alan Bestwick, back up to you in the booth.
Brian, thank you. As you look at Ward and Jeff going at it for that position there, Ward with a little wiggle in the middle of that corner, but Jeff not able to dust him off for that position. And let's talk about weather conditions and their effect on race cars for just a minute, Mike. When you set yourself up with a little bit cooler temperature than you get on race day, it does to the race car what?
Basically, the cooler the racetrack, what we call it makes a tighter racetrack. Asphalt secretes oil out of it on hot days. And when you practice like they did last night in the shade and the sun and everything else, it's not doing that as much. So your chassis setup ends up being different. Basically, what you've done, you made the car looser through those conditions. Now today, they're racing in the sun. Oil's secreting through the asphalt. The cars are looser than what they want them to be. You know, some guys are on the loose side, some are on the tight side. You're seeing the pass for Jeff Burton on the outside of Ward. Ward's telling him, go on, get down there, and fall in behind him.
Just move over and let him on go.
When I talk to our drivers, too, they say some tracks, Mike, are more sensitive than others. And for instance, the Charlotte track changes very quickly. Other tracks are a little more stable. Like I questioned our guys last night. They're out there late. What are we going to learn late when it's almost everything's clouded and cool? But there are certain things they feel like. And Bobby seemed to think this track was a little more, he had the feeling it wasn't going to change as much.
With Jeff Burton running as well as he is today in the 7th position and Jeff Gordon struggling back in 17th, a lap down, you see Jeff Burton there as the race stands, moving by Jeff Gordon and into 5th position in the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship standings. So Gordon struggling here today and Jeff Burton running well. His brother Ward running pretty well just behind him, though not able to quite keep up with little brother at this immediate moment.
You might ask also, we hit on that, you know, practicing in the dark or why the drivers did that. Is it a Busch Grand National race? Ran a little long yesterday. The sun goes down about 5:30 here in southern Florida. They were just forced with that. That was the best time and the only time they had in their final practice hour.
The other thing, they like to find out after that happy hour, after the Busch race, they kind of want to get a feel, too, don't they?
Exactly.
Like in a happy hour. In other words, how much rubber was put down, how much did the track change?
Yeah, because they practice. When you practice, you don't have all those cars out there laying down all the rubber. And the nice thing, the Busch Grand National cars run the exact same Goodyear tires as the Winston Cup cars do. And so it gives them a more actual race surface condition.
There's 3rd place John Andretti working behind some double-wide lap traffic there. Andretti 9.34 seconds behind leader Bobby Labonte.
I'd like to comment on what Boris said there. We haven't talked about him all day, but this is one of the first Winston Cup races Boris has had run all year. He was a road course specialist, but doing a really good job there today.
And John Andretti being caught in that traffic behind Mark Martin, separated by the Boris Said car, the 14 machine, and Stacy Compton in that bright yellow number 9 car, who's going to try and overtake Said if he can, right in between the 3rd and 4th place machines. There's Boris. Carlsbad, California is his hometown. He has won at the Le Mans 24-hour race before over in France. A very well-accomplished road racer, trying to make the transition to oval track racing in a car that is owned in part by Ernie Irvin, the now retired Winston Cup great driver.
Yes, it is. Along with Boris is a phenomenal road racer. I've raced the trucks against him this year, and he showed us a lot of new things, what we need to learn about road racing. Very talented there.
From a driver, from an owner standpoint, when you're looking for a driver, there's a lot of different places to get talent, Mike. For instance, right here's a road racer. Can he make the move In our case, you know, we're going after Tony Stewart. Can he go from open wheel on a lot of the midgets and going from dirt? Can he make the transition? Those are all areas where you can go get a driver. The question is finding the right talent, and can he make that adjustment to Winston Cup racing?
Well, you know, you could just look to the left of you, Joe, and there's talent sitting next to you if you're looking for another driver.
Ah,
very good one.
The Mike Wallace audition in the broadcast booth. So Andretti and Martin cleared the lap traffic. They went through Robert Presley, who's running in 32nd position, Stacy Compton, who's running in 33rd. Boris said another lap behind those drivers. He is back in the 39th position. And Andretti and Martin continue their race for 3rd and 4th here, now with a little bit of open racetrack. Maybe can give Mark an opportunity to get up there and do something with John if he can.
Definitely Mark's car is turning a little bit better. When I mean turning, staying on the bottom of the racetrack. That's the crucial thing on a flat racetrack like this. As you can see, Bobby Labonte, he's not even a half car off the bottom of the racetrack, coming up on back of Dave Blaney there. But very, very crucial to make the car handle well on a place like this.
And while all of that's going on, Bobby Labonte is just cruising on up in front. Watching Bobby in the office, behind the wheel. Bobby Labonte leading 163 of 267 laps complete in the Pennzoil 400 at Homestead. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.